Jake Paul and Francis Ngannou just got into a fight live, and they made an announcement that shook everyone. Francis Ngannou didn't leave much room for interpretation when asked about a possible fight with Jake Paul. His response was short, blunt, and dismissive. "No bro, come on. Don't disrespect me like that," he said, shutting down the idea almost instantly. According to Ngannou, when the proposal was first mentioned to him, it didn't even register as serious. "We're thinking about you to fight Jake." I am like, "What? Who is Jake?" I was so confused. The comments spread quickly online, with fans and commentators breaking them down and debating what they meant for both fighters. At the time, Jake Paul was coming off one of the biggest moments of his boxing career. He had just faced former two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua in a bout streamed live on Netflix on December 19, 2025. The fight drew huge attention due to the contrast between Paul's celebrity-driven rise and Joshua's established legacy. It ended badly for Paul, who was knocked out in the 6th round. He suffered a double broken jaw that required surgery, including titanium plates and dental work. Still, Paul stayed active in the public eye afterward, pointing to moments where he said he briefly hurt Joshua and arguing that he had won 2 rounds. Within days, he was already talking about what might come next. Ngannou's own name carries weight beyond MMA, which partly explains why it was even brought up. After leaving the UFC as heavyweight champion, he stepped into boxing for 2 high-profile fights. In October 2023, he faced Tyson Fury and knocked him down, eventually losing a close split decision that surprised many observers. That performance boosted his reputation as a legitimate crossover threat. The momentum slowed in March 2024 when he fought Anthony Joshua and was stopped in the 2nd round. While boxing remains secondary to his commitments in the Professional Fighters League, Ngannou remains one of the most recognizable heavyweights in combat sports. Following the cancellation of Paul's planned exhibition bout with Gervonta "Tank" Davis, which fell apart due to legal issues involving Davis, Paul's team began exploring alternatives. Ngannou's name reportedly came up during those discussions. Nakisa Bidarian, Paul's business partner, was involved in looking for someone who could step in on short notice. From Ngannou's perspective, the idea never made sense. He rejected it immediately, not out of anger, but because he saw it as a mismatch that shouldn't even be on the table. Ngannou explained that his confusion came from the sheer gap between the two fighters. He competes as a true heavyweight, often weighing around 260 pounds, while Paul has built his boxing career at much lower weights. To Ngannou, moving from a possible fight with Gervonta Davis to one with him showed a lack of logic. How can they go from Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? Gervonta Davis is a fantastic boxer, and he is a one-shot knockout artist, but come on. Like the weight difference and everything, it makes no sense. Gervonta Davis you count. You say, okay, the size difference can level off, but at this point for me, it make no sense. Money, he insisted, played no role in his decision. Even though Paul's camp suggested the fight would come with a large payday, Ngannou said that wasn't enough to change his mind. It's not about the numbers. If it was about the numbers, we could have started talking. I would have told you, I'm just not interested. It makes no sense for me. His comments drew a clear line between how he views his career and how celebrity boxing often operates, where attention and sales can outweigh competitive balance. Jake Paul didn't take the rejection quietly. He responded on X, Ngannou an idiot, and followed up with a longer message aimed directly at him. "Dear Francis, just say you already got humiliated in boxing and are scared to lose to Jake Paul. I accept that. You are light work, my friend. Stuck in mud." The posts fit Paul's usual approach, leaning into insults to keep the conversation going, and eyes on his name. In later interviews, he continued to suggest that a fight with Ngannou was still possible, even framing his own loss to Joshua as a reason Ngannou should reconsider.